Hammurabi's Code, Introduction, Document A. When Anu, the Sublime, king of the Anunnaki, and Bel, the lord of heaven and earth, who decreed the fate of the land, assigned to Marduk, the overruling son of Ea, god of righteousness, dominion over earthly man, and made him great among the Legi, they called Babylon by his illustrious name, made it great on earth, and founded an everlasting kingdom in it, whose foundations are laid so solidly as those of heaven and earth. Then Anu and Bel called by name me, Hammurabi, the exalted prince who feared God to bring about the rule of righteousness in the land, to destroy the wicked and the evildoers, so that the strong should not harm the weak, so that I should rule over the black headed people like Shamash and enlighten the land to further the well being of mankind. Document B, Hammurabi's Code, excerpts, made around 1754 BCE. Rule of law and social structure. 2. If anyone bring an accusation against a man, and the accused go to the river and leap into the river, if he sink in the river, meaning he is guilty, his accuser shall take possession of his house. But if the river prove that the accused is not guilty, and he escape unhurt, he doesn't sink, then he who had brought the accusation shall be put to death, while he who leapt into the river shall take possession of the house that had belonged to his accuser. Trial by ordeal was a common ancient practice. 3. If anyone bring an accusation of any crime before the elders and does not prove what he has charged, he shall, if it be a capital offense charged, be put to death. 5. If a jury try a case, reach a decision, and present his judgment in writing, if later error shall appear in his decision, and it should be through his own fault, then he shall pay 12 times the fine set by him in the case, and he shall be publicly removed from the judge's bench, and never again shall he sit there to render judgment. 16. If anyone receive into his house a runaway, male or female slave of the court, or of a freedman, and does not bring it out at the public proclamation of the major domus, the master of the house shall be put to death. 109. If conspirators meet in the house of a tavern keeper, and these conspirators are not captured and delivered to the court, the tavern keeper shall be put to death. Document C, laws regarding economic activity. 48. If anyone owe a debt for a loan, and a storm prostrates the corn or barley, or the harvests fail, or the corn does not grow back for lack of water, in that year he need not give his creditor any corn. He washes his debt tablet in water and pays no rent for this year. 102. If a merchant entrusts money to an agent or broker for some investment, and the broker suffer a loss in the place to which he goes, he shall make good the capital to the merchant. 117. If anyone fail to meet a claim for debt and sell himself, his wife, his son, and daughter for money, or give them away to forced labor, they shall work for 3 years in the house of the man who bought them, or the proprietor, and in the fourth year they shall be set free. 122. If anyone give another silver, gold, or anything else to keep, he shall show everything to some witness, draw up a contract, and then hand it over for safekeeping. 123. If he turned it over for safekeeping without witness or contract, and if he to whom it was given deny it, then he has no legitimate claim. 273. If anyone hire a day laborer, he shall pay him from the new year until the 5th month, April to August, prime farming season, 6 giras in money per day. From the 6th moment to the end of the year, he shall give him 5 giras per day. 274. If anyone hire a skilled artisan, he shall pay as wages of the 5 giras, as wages of the potter 5 giras, of a tailor 5 giras, of giras, of a rope maker 4 giras, of a mason giras per day. Document D. Laws regarding agriculture. 55. If anyone open his ditches to water his crop, but is careless, and the water flood the field of his neighbor, then he shall pay his neighbor 10 gur of corn for every 10 gan of land for his loss. 64. If any one hand over his garden to a gardener to work, the gardener shall pay to its owner 2/3 of the produce of the garden, for so long as he has it in possession, and the other third shall he keep. If anyone hire oxen for a year, he shall pay 4 gur of corn for plow oxen. 243. As rent of herd cattle, he shall pay 3 gur of corn to the owner. 244. If anyone hire an ox or an ass, and a lion kill it in the field, the loss is upon its owner. 245. If anyone hire oxen and kill them by bad treatment or blows, he shall compensate the owner, oxen for oxen. If anyone hire an ox, and God strike it that it die, the man who hired it shall swear by God and be considered guiltless. 257. If anyone hire a field laborer, he shall pay him 8 gur of corn per year. 259. If anyone steal a water wheel from the field, he shall pay 5 shekels in money to its owner. 260. If anyone steal a shadoof or a plow, he shall pay 3 shekels in money. Laws regarding personal injury. Document E. 195. If a son strike his father, his hand shall be hewn or cut off. 196. If a man put out the eye of another man, his eye shall be put out. 197. If he break another man's bone, his bone shall be broken. 199. If he put out the eye of a man's slave or break the bone of a man's slave, he shall pay 1/2 of its value. 200. If a man knocked out the teeth of his equal, his teeth shall be knocked out. 202. If anyone strike the body of a man higher in rank than he shall receive 60 blows with an ox whip in public. 204. If a freedman strike the body of another freedman, he shall pay 10 shekels in money. 205. If the slave of a freedman strike the body of a freedman, his ear shall be cut off. 229. If a builder build a house for someone and does not construct it properly, and the house which he built fall in and kill its owner, then that builder shall be put to death. 230. If it kill the son of the owner, then the son of that owner of that builder shall be put to death. 231. If it kill a slave of the owner, then he shall pay slave for slave to the owner of the house. 232. If it ruin goods, he shall make compensation for all that has been ruined, and inasmuch as he did not construct properly this house which he built, and it fell, he shall re-erect the house from his own means. Laws regarding property loss. If anyone steal cattle or sheep or an ass or a pig or a goat, if it belong to a god or to the court, the thief shall pay 30-fold therefor. If they belong to a free man of the king, he shall pay 10-fold. If the thief has nothing with which to pay, he shall be put to death. 21. If anyone break a hole into a house to steal, he shall be put to death before that hole and be buried. 22. If anyone is committing a robbery and is caught, then he shall be put to death. 25. If fire break out in a house and someone who comes to put it out cast his eye, looks to steal upon the property of the owner of the house, and take the property of the master of the house, he shall be thrown into that self same fire. 235. If a shipbuilder build a boat for someone and do not make it tight, if during the same year that boat is sent away and suffers injury, the shipbuilder shall take the boat apart and put it together tight at his own expense. 236. If a man rent his boat to a sailor, and the sailor is careless, and the boat is wrecked or goes aground, the sailor shall give the owner of the boat another boat as compensation. 267. If the herdsman overlooks something and an accident happened in the stable, then the herdsman is at fault for the accident which he has caused in the stable, and he must compensate the owner for the cattle or sheep. Document G. Hammurabi's Code, Epilogue. Laws of justice which Hammurabi, the wise king, established. A righteous law and pious statute did he teach the land. Hammurabi, the protecting king, am I. The great gods have called me. I am the salvation-bearing shepherd, whose staff is straight. The good shadow that is spread over my city. On my breast I cherish the inhabitants of the land of Sumer and Akkad, that the strong might not injure the weak, in order to protect the widows and orphans. I have in Babylon in order to bespeak justice in the land, to settle all disputes and heal all injuries. Set up these, my precious words, written upon my memorial stone, before the image of me, as King of righteousness. The king who ruleth among the kings of the cities am I. My words are well considered. There is no wisdom like unto mine. In future time, through all coming generations, let the king, who may be in the land, observe the words of righteousness which I have written on my monument. Let him not alter the law of the land which I have given, the edicts which I have enacted. My monument let him not mar. If a succeeding ruler considers my words, which I have written this in my inscription, then may Shamash lengthen that king's reign, as he has set that of me, the king of righteousness, that he may reign in righteousness over his subjects. If this ruler do not esteem my words, may the great God, Anu, the father of the gods, who has ordered my rule, withdraw from him the glory of royalty, break his scepter, curse his destiny. May Bel, the Lord who fixeth destiny, whose command cannot be altered, who has made my kingdom great, order a rebellion with his hand, which his hand cannot control. May Belit, the great mother, turn his affairs evil before Bel, and put the devastation of his land, the destruction of his subjects, the pouring out of his life like water into the mouth of King Bel. May Ea, the great ruler, withdraw understanding and wisdom from him, shut up his rivers at their sources, and not allow corn to grow in his land. May Shamash, the great judge of heaven and earth, shatter his dominion. May Sin, the moon god, the Lord of heaven, take away the crown and regal throne from him. May Adad, the Lord of fruitfulness, ruler of earth and heaven, withhold from him rain from heaven and the flood of water from the springs, destroying his land by famine and want. May Ishtar, the goddess of fighting and war, curse his kingdom in her angry heart and shatter his weapons on the place of fighting and war. May Nintu, the sublime mistress of the lands, the fruitful mother, deny him a son, vouchsafe him no name, give him no successor among men. May Ninkarak, the daughter of Anu, cause to come upon his members high fever and severe wounds that cannot be healed.